This is Cristiano Ronaldo's first ever football club.
And before becoming one of the world's greatest footballers, Ronaldo was a pretty regular kid who grew up on a tiny island called Madeira. So today, I went to Ronaldo's hometown and tried to locate his first football pitches, as well as the clubs that gave him his first minutes, to find out if there's a secret to becoming one of the best footballers of all time.
But first, our journey starts here.
At the Quinta de Falcao football court in Ronaldo's childhood neighbourhood. This court is where Ronaldo first played football as a kid and spent hours kicking a football against the wall, which started his football journey.
It's kind of hard to believe that one of the world's best footballers was born on such a regular court like this. I guess he would have spent hours every day playing football here.
This court didn't always look like this though, but in 2021, Ronaldo and Nike restored this court so he could give back to a place that gave him so much as a kid.
It's so sick to see all the tiny details Nike put into this court as well.
The goalposts even had pictures of Ronaldo on them. So after checking out the court that Ronaldo learned to play football on, I explored the streets where he grew up. But this is when I ran into a local called Anibal, who lives on the street where Ronaldo grew up.
Did you know him?
Sim, mas o Ronaldo jogava bola aqui no caminho.
Here, he kicked the ball.
Sim, jogava bola.
And Anibal said that this exact street is also where Ronaldo would have played football as a kid. But even though Anibal didn't speak English, I understood that the area next to the football court was where Ronaldo lived growing up. And he was even kind enough to give me a house tour of how Ronaldo's house once was.
Comer papa aqui. Oh, aqui entrada, porta.
Yes,
Yeah,
the door.
porta.
Yes.
Chaves na porta.
But some things still got lost in translation. And what I thought was Ronaldo's old fireplace
Casa de banho.
The fire.
Sim.
was actually his toilet.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But playing on the football courts in Quinta de Falcao was just the first step Ronaldo took in the football world before he joined his first club. And when he was just 7 years old, Cristiano joined CF Andorinha.
So right now I'm at the Campo Adelino Rodriguez, which is apparently Cristiano Ronaldo's first ever football pitch.
Andorinha's current home ground is located in the mountains of Madeira, but this pitch is apparently where the team played when Ronaldo was at the club over 30 years ago.
It seems like they've changed the surface because in all the old videos of Ronaldo, the pitch was just mud, but this should be where he played football as a kid.
It was almost impossible to find any proof that this was Ronaldo's first pitch, but I managed to find 3 old photos to recreate which would tell me if this actually was his pitch. And I started by trying to recreate the first photo.
So if we look at this first photo, Ronaldo's taking a corner and he's leaning up against this white railing, which we actually have over here.
And after recreating the first photo, I had a pretty close match, even if some things had changed about this pitch from over 30 years ago. But if I could recreate the next photo, I'd be even closer to confirming that this was Ronaldo's first pitch.
So if we take a look at the next photo, we can actually see Cristiano right here. And while we can't see a lot about this pitch, there is a tree and a building in the background. And if we turn around, I think it's that one right there.
When I took the next picture though, I could see just how much this place had changed since Ronaldo played here. But I still had one photo left to recreate, which would tell me if this actually was Ronaldo's first field.
So at this point, I'm 99% sure that this is Cristiano Ronaldo's first field, but this last photo should tell us everything we need to know.
So after capturing the final photo, I had a perfect match. And even though this ground had changed so much since he played here, I knew for certain that this was where Ronaldo played over 30 years ago.
To be on Ronaldo's first ever field, it feels special, you know? I got to see Ronaldo play a few years ago in front of thousands of fans, but to think he started here on some terrible pitches, it's pretty inspiring.
I think being here made me realize that Ronaldo didn't have the typical route to becoming one of the world's greatest footballers. And his years playing for his first club were pretty different to a lot of pro players today. But to learn more about Ronaldo's first club, I visited Andorinha's current home ground in the mountains of Madeira.
So we've just arrived at Andorinha, which is Cristiano Ronaldo's first ever club.
And it didn't take long to find Andorinha's first reminder of Ronaldo.
It's baby Ronnie.
But after arriving at Andorinha, I met up with a local who was happy to tell me more about Ronaldo's time at the club. And this is Enrique. Enrique is actually a tour guide, but he also kind of looks like Messi. And after meeting Enrique, I sat down with him to ask him some questions about Ronaldo's first years at Andorinha.
Why did Ronaldo join Andorinha?
Why? Because it's close to the place he born, and because it's where his father worked on the laundry station, so very honest family.
Ronaldo was only 7 years old when he joined Andorinha, but it seemed people already knew that he was special.
Some people say, I can see he was different, had something special. His technique, his speed, his fear to lose. I already played with some guys that play with him. Everybody told, yeah.
Yes, they knew.
It could be.
Even though Ronaldo left Andorinha a long time ago, they're still really proud he played for them. And there was even posters and signs around the club of Ronaldo playing for them as a kid. But even with all his success, Ronaldo didn't forget about Andorinha either.
How did Andorinha help Ronaldo?
Because it was his first club, and Ronaldo helps Andorinha. A few years ago, he constructed that field over there, and I think he bought some washing machines. So important things to this small club.
Even though Ronaldo left 30 years ago, it's good to see he didn't forget where he came from.
Even until today, there's still people at the club who remember Ronaldo as a kid.
Everyone. Grandfather, mother, father.
I knew the whole family.
And I was also told that Ronaldo was extremely competitive as a kid and would almost always cry if he lost. I also learned that while Ronaldo was at Andorinha, that he was nicknamed Abelinha, which means Little B, because of how small and fast he was.
So before Real, Al Nassr and everything, it was Andorinha.
After spending 2 years at Andorinha though, Ronaldo signed to one of Madeira's biggest clubs, CD Nacional.
And this is where Ronaldo moved to. This is actually the youth training ground, but they named it after Ronaldo. Also, a pretty fun fact about Ronaldo's first transfer was that it only cost CD Nacional 20 footballs and 2 sets of kits to buy him from Andorinha.
This complex was only built after he left CD Nacional, but Ronaldo continued to play on pitches like the Campo Adelino Rodriguez during his time at the club. And according to Ronaldo's old coach, he was that good in his second year at Nacional that he often played against kids 3 years older than him and was still the best player on the pitch. But it was while he was at CD Nacional that Ronaldo got noticed by Sporting Club de Portugal, who brought Ronaldo to Lisbon for a 3-day trial before he signed for €1,500. But with Ronaldo struggling to settle in away from home, his career as a footballer could have ended before it even started.
Ronaldo should appreciate to the sporting coach, because when he was there, he was a really bad kid. Did very bad things to the colleagues. For many times he will be suspended. But the coach said, please, this not. This is special. This is special. This not. And the teacher, okay.
Even though Ronaldo only lived on Madeira for 12 years, he still had a massive impact on the island.
Even the airport here is named after Ronaldo. They even have the CR7 car park.
Ronaldo even opened his own museum and hotel in Madeira. And in just over 30 years, Ronaldo went from being a kid on this island to having statues built for him. But even after all of Ronaldo's success abroad, he still managed to share some of it with his hometown.
What do you think Madeira means to Ronaldo?
Madeira means to Ronaldo his house, his safe port. And when we were European champions, he used a Madeira flag. People from the islands, we have a different mentality. We enjoy more the small moments. And yeah, I think he's an example of all of that.
But after getting inside Ronaldo's museum, there was hundreds of awards that he's picked up since he started playing football, including almost all of his 65 hat-trick footballs, Champions League Man of the Match awards, his golden boots, and trophies he's won for his country. They even had one of Ronaldo's first shirts he wore for CD Nacional, as well as his ID card. But then, I finally made it to Ronaldo's biggest achievements.
Do you think there will ever be another player like Ronaldo?
No.
Easy question.
We all know it's possible, because all what he do it's impossible, it's different, and it's out of the world, so I don't think so.
But after seeing Cristiano Ronaldo's childhood journey, it made me realise just how far he's come. From Quinta de Falcao and the club that gave him his first minutes to his 5 Ballon d'Ors. And he's still not finished yet.